All right, guys, welcome back. This is Eric here with Guitarsenal. Today we're going to be talking about a really cool piece of gear, and this is a brand new piece of gear from Supro. This is their 1970RK, which stands for Robert Keeley. So Robert Keeley teamed up with Supro to make this really cool pedal-friendly platform of an amp. And it is a great setup here. It's got the classic looks that you expect out of a Supro. It's made in America, which is really cool. And I got this particular one on loan from Atlanta Discount Music. They're a dealer for Supro, and they carry them. And they wanted to know what I thought, so we thought we would take you on a little adventure and maybe have a little fun with this amp today. Now, the modulations we were running in the intro here, we're running through the effects loop of the amplifier. So I've got drive going through the front of the amp. I've got modulations going through the effects loop. Very, very, very simple amp. Master volume, volume, tone. Pretty simple. 3 knobs? No, it's got bass and treble. Okay, they snuck an extra knob in there, all right? So it does have bass and treble, volume, and then your master volume. So you do have the capability to run the amp as a master volumes type amp if you want. Right now, we got things relatively evened out, okay? And the way we're running everything's really cool. You've got a bypass switch, and then you've got a power switch, obviously, so it does have standby. And this guitar is special. Okay, I'll talk about this briefly. This is a 1957 Supro Model 60. So this is an original Supro, not a repro that we were playing there in the intro. I thought it'd be fun to have a little bit of fun there with the Supro in the intro with a legit Supro guitar. Let's switch guitars. We're going to go over the amp a little more, let you hear some more of the sounds with a few more standard guitars you're probably used to running into. All right, we're going to switch to a Stratocaster. This is a Mexican Strat with Woodstock 69s that are Abbey wound and Emerson wiring harness, 46 through 10 Ernie Ball Paradigm strings. All right, let's give it a listen. And we did make some modifications. We turned the amp up just a bit to open it up. With single coils, you really want to wrap that volume knob around a bit to help it respond well. I've got just a splash of reverb from the Strymon Flint. No chorus, no delay, no pedals, just a splash of reverb and the amp. Let's give it a listen. Very nice. Okay. Not bad at all there. We're going to add a little bit of effects and just sort of play around here. We'll leave the reverb on. We'll give it a splash of delay. This is sort of a gentle tail off on the delay. Let's hit it with a Noble's ODRS and see how it sounds. Now, earlier we were playing around with the levels. I don't know if it's going to be too loud. Let's just give it a listen and see. Okay? Here we go. It definitely grinds. Let's hit it with a Germanium Boost. This is the Super Fat Fuck from Ren & Cuff. Let's give that a listen. It gets this just really, really nice focused sound that I would say is indicative of like kind of a baby super reverb in a way. When you hit it with a splash of reverb, it can get into that territory a bit. The 10-inch speaker is really nice. This is a 25-watt amplifier being driven by 6 V6 tubes, 12AX7 preamp tube. So a pretty relatively simple affair, but it does it quite well. 10-inch speaker, obviously. It's got an 8-ohm extension cabinet jack on the back if you want to run it into an extension cabinet, which is cool. And it's a grab-and-go type amp that can keep up with a drummer and get you where you want to be. I like it, and the effects loop is something I've never really experimented that much with an effects loop. I've always been told that, you know, your modulations sound really nice put into an effects loop. So it'll be really curious to see how this particular amplifier responds to that that style of recording. Let's kill all the modulation, everything that's going into the amp, and let's just hear the dry signal of the amplifier with the Stratocaster here. And then we're going to switch probably to a guitar with humbuckers here in just a moment. Let's do it here. Let's see. Reverb, chorus, delay, Vortex Ultraphonics, nice and wet here with all the stuff going. Pretty cool. Let's try a Les Paul. Actually, I lied. We're going to use an Ibanez Blazer. Let's do it. All right, I got the Blazer here. These are Ibanez Super 70s pickups. This is 1980 Ibanez Blazer. Everything on the guitar is maxed out. We're on the bridge pickup, going into the front of the Supro. I'm just going to hit some chords. I do have a splash of reverb going. Let's just listen to it. Pretty convincing rhythm sound, you know, just the natural tone of the amp coming through. I'm going to get on the neck pickup and play a few lines here with the Ibanez, and then we'll add a few other effects as we go. I mean, I'll tell you what, let's listen to the neck pickup with a little bit of shimmer from our chorus going through the effects loop of the Supro. See how that sounds on the neck pickup. Sounds pretty nice, you know, very believable tone, very airy, and, you know, depending on how you set up some of your effects, it can get some cool sounds. Let's listen to a couple of lines here with the Ibanez, this time on the bridge pickup. I'll divvy out a bit of the tone on the bridge pickup. We'll get that crazy delay going back in there. We'll leave the chorus off, we'll get our reverb on, and we're going to hit a Nobles overdrive. Let's give it a little listen here and see how it sounds. Very, very cool. You know, guys, we could ring chords out on this thing all day, play around with it, but hopefully this gives you an idea of what the amp can do. You know, we're running the modulations through the effects loop. We're running distortions and things like that straight into the front end of the amp. Hopefully it sounds good to you. You can get an idea of what this thing can sound like. You know, it's really cool to hear what a single 10 can do. And if you think about it, a Supro like this 1970RK here, it's kind of like a Princeton on steroids, because the original Fender Princetons had a 10-inch speaker. They're like 13 watts. So this is doubling down, getting on up to 25 watts. So it's like a high-power Princeton in a lot of ways in terms of what it's, you know, I think the intended purpose of the amp, and having the ability to add an external speaker cabinet. You've got a standby switch, which is great. Remember, guys, I run a lot of vintage amps. Some of my vintage amps don't have standby switches, so you know, trust me, you get to appreciate the little things, like just a simple standby switch is cool. The effects loop gives you some flexibility if you wish. The master volume gives you the ability to get some grind even at lower levels if you wish. And the amp sounds pretty good no matter where it is in that spectrum. So definitely want to thank the folks at Atlanta Discount Music for letting me borrow this particular amp to demo for you here today. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to make a little bit more racket, let you guys get back to your day. This has been the 1970RK from Supro. Really cool stuff. I'm going to have to look into more of these Supro amps because they've got an entire line of these things out. Anything that Robert Keeley touches, always awesome. So I really wanted to, you know, when I heard his name was associated with this, thought it'd be cool to kind of show a couple of cool companies some love here and show this thing off. So really cool stuff. I'm going to make a bit more noise for you, this time with a Vertex Ultraphonics in the outro. We'll get a bit of our spacey delay going on, leave our reverb going, and just get this thing kind of wet and see how it can go, what it can do. All right, here we go. All right, guys, have a good day. I'm going to quit being a cornball now. All right.